My name is Matt Gebby. I'm with Horwath. I am going to take a very back seat in this panel discussion because I have three extraordinary people on stage who are doing exactly what the topic is. I'm playing gatekeeper. They're at the forefront of sustainable outdoor lodging. They're living, breathing, and innovating accommodation. If anyone wants to know about outdoor living after this event, after this session, please come and see these three panelists. Firstly, we've got Willem Niemeyer next to me. He is CEO of Yana Ventures. Yana Ventures is based here in Bangkok. They have a great range of businesses under one umbrella. They cover three main pillars. One is from travel, so DMC to educator, as well as hospitality, from tented camps to modular solutions. And then finally to tech, Willem. Next to Willem is Coco Tang. Also wears multiple hats as an eco-educator and co-founder of Colourful Earth, as well as from her board seat on the GSTC. She is also a hotelier and has founded Vine Tree Tourism, who are eco-tourism warriors in China with an ever-increasing portfolio of tented resorts. And finally, Louis Thompson on the left, also multiple hats. One he will tell us about later is as the first president of the Asia Pacific Outdoor Lodging Association, but also most of you will know him as Nomadic Resorts. They plan, they design, and they supply gorgeous tents to villas and resorts. Right, so I'm going to ask one question to each of the people on the panel. Then they've got a few minutes each to talk about their speciality. Firstly, Willem, why is it that we're on stage now talking about outdoor lodging? What is it about outdoor lodging that has really taken the world by storm?
Yeah, thanks. Kind of want to reply that on a 4+1 reasons. There are many reasons why people flock to tented camps or kind of like different outdoor lodgings. One is to be connected to nature. Obviously, if you stand in a tent, there's no wall, or at least there's a textile wall, so you hear everything about nature, you smell, you experience nature much more. For a second, and everything is related to that, it's an escape from urban life, as we are more and more becoming a urbanized species. Being out in nature and to really experience nature is really important, instead of just staying in another concrete box. To stay in nature is really important as well. Third, I think it aligns with people's own sense of value of sustainability. So staying in a tented camp or in an outdoor lodging really relies more on their own values of being a sustainable traveler. And last, it's a unique experience. So those are four things that maybe a customer or a guest would look at. And then the +1, why it is going well with tented camps and outdoor lodgings, is a very interesting investment as well. Got a great return on investment, fast development, plus you can develop in remote areas that have the potential of a very high return on land value as well. So there it is, 4+1.
Great, short and sweet. Coco, I think a lot of what we do in outdoor lodging is related to sustainability. No more of the big box, more of the tents, the canvas, the bamboo. Perhaps you could talk to us a little bit more about the sustainability element in outdoor lodging.
Yes, of course. I know that we are talking about nature, and then actually outdoor lodging brings you back to nature. That's very important. And for lodging, it's also a big opportunity for us to do some really the structures in a sustainable way. For example, we're talking about the carbon footprint of the material, right? So outdoor lodging, mostly tented or temporary structures that will be much less carbon footprint in producing them. And also because most of the structures are temporary, that means the construction skills are largely reduced as well. So we didn't really dig the trenches, or it damaged the ground floor as well. So, and also it's not just like automatically come with sustainability. You need to do the site selection, design, and construction and operation in a very sustainable way. You need to integrate all of the elements into the entire process. So for example, that I was running Vine Train in Yunnan, and then it took us about 5 years to do the site selection only, to find appropriate location to build the tents. And also you need to be very careful about how you deal with the local community as well, because you need to build your tenting resorts outside of protected area. You also need to hire locally. You need to deal with them and tell them exactly what you're doing here, why you are building the tenting camps here, and also need to contribute back to the community as well. And often we find this very interesting about materials. Sometimes it's very interesting as well. We're talking about no walls. And actually, I just realized that my camp was located southwest in Yunnan, so it's very famous for bird watching. And I think about 400 different species of birds only can be seen in that region. And you know that many buildings are actually killing all the birds because the bird strikes on the glass's reflection. And then tents. Obviously, there's no glass, no glass reflection, and then that's a very perfect way to actually prevent bird gliding. And then that's also very good for all of the birders and come over and see it. So this is all opportunities that tent camps and outdoor lodging can bring to the community as well. So talking about sustainability is not just about abandoning single-use plastic. It's all about the design and all the elements and systematic change.
Thanks, Coco. I think one of the key components also of the future and the sustainability and the tents and the nature is wellness. Louis, perhaps you could go into a little bit more about, so what are your guests looking for now, the people that are outdoor living aficionados? What is the future for outdoor lodging?
There's a couple of interesting things about wellness, you know. I think one of the first ones is that basically global daily screen time across the world is like 7 hours a day at the moment. And that's increased like 13% since 2013. So basically people are living through digital avatars more and more online, right? But that has other consequences. And I think that one of the things that we've also observed in parallel to the increase of use of technology is, despite all of these friends, connections, you know, groups and guilds, fundamentally people are increasingly lonely. And one of the things that we find really interesting at the moment is, you know, how do you develop a sense of community within an outdoor lodging space? And that's kind of changed quite a lot. So, you know, at nomadic resorts, we've noticed that you can actually create healing environments, scientifically proven wellness spaces. So using biophilic design, integrating plants into your environment, and using low toxicity finishes, you can basically combine that with something called salutogenic architecture. And salutogenic architecture is essentially creating spaces in which people naturally feel well. So in the next kind of, let's say, trajectory for the outdoor lodging industry, I think there's going to be a couple of things. One is people are going to create specific wellness retreats that have been designed to basically improve people's mental health. And there's a mental health epidemic going on worldwide, and we think that there'll be spaces that are specifically designed to improve personal development and personal wellness. That's one thing. Second thing is a kind of fun thing, is I think that, you know, the hospitality industry generally, you know, has been a bricks and mortar business. And the traditional hospitality model involves, you know, building concrete blocks on the beach and et cetera, et cetera. But what we're seeing more and more of now is what we call sort of radical alternative lodging solutions. So here I'm thinking of, you know, tree houses, staying in a tree house, staying in a cave. I don't know if anybody's seen some of the new projects out of the Red Sea development at the moment, but there's this incredible thing where they've hollowed out an entire mountain and you can stay inside a mountain. And then the one that I'm particularly interested in at the moment is floating resorts. or floating camps. So many years ago, I went and stayed with the Mokan Sea Gypsies in Myanmar, and they have this kind of incredible, they're the last nomadic sea-dwelling gypsies in the world, and they had these kind of incredible communities that floated and could be transported around. I think what we'll see is, the combination of tents and floating units. So in Kerala at the moment, we're doing a 26-room floating camp, and each of the guests has their own, or each couple, each room has its own a floating houseboat. So I think those will be kind of key things because they're super Instagrammable, people love the experience, bragging rights, etc. And then maybe I think the final thing that I might add in this is I think that what you'll see is niche-specific outdoor lodging brands will be developed. Scalable models of hospitality offerings that are very much targeted on a specific activity or niche. I can give you an example. For example, you could have a mountain biking camp, outside of Bangkok. You could have a surf camp in southern Sri Lanka. You could have, a gastronomic experience in the north of Thailand. But I think what we'll find is that there's specific tented camps with specific themes, targeting specific niches, and creating communities and tribes around those activities.
And presumably that's at all price points. We had the lifestyle hotels, we had the food and beverage. All of that happens at every price point for outdoor lodging?
I would say so. Our camp in Cambodia is definitely on the lower scale, and you can go very high end. Our camp in the north of Thailand is very high end. So I think earlier on the panel was about lifestyle. It's not necessarily about pricing or luxury. It's really about an experience and a tribe, what experience matches the best.
And we're out. Thank you very much. That was super quick. Willem, Coco and Louis, thanks very much. And outdoor lodging if anyone needs to know anything.